Welcome here to Kellett Reserve, round 10 of the National 1 Plumbing Division 1 competition as part of the South Australian Women's Football League. My name is Fraser Fife. Joining me with special comments producer Dave Muggleton as we welcome you to the broadcast, this top of the table clash between Morphetville Park and Christies Beach in what should be a very, very good contest. David, welcome to the broadcast.
Hello all, glad to be here.
Yeah, as I said, it's going to be an interesting game today. Morphetville Park and Christies Beach, 1 and 2 respectively on the ladder. Morphetville Park, after 9 games played so far, they're 7 and 2, doing a very, very good job. And then you had Christies Beach last week taking out Salisbury, and now they sit at 6 and 3 after 9, just 2 points behind Morphetville Park. So depending on the result of this game, we could be seeing a new leader at the top of the National 1 Plumbing Division 1 competition, but two very good teams, offensively solid, defensively solid, and will be in for a pretty, I think, offensive game here on a smaller ground. Of course, this definitely works in Morphetville Park's favour, but Christies Beach, a team that really put together 3 strong quarters last week and were able to shut out a very solid team in Salisbury.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think we're definitely teeing up for what might be one of the best showcases of footy that we've seen so far this season, with the calibre of teams that we're about to look at. And one of the good things about the way that this league is shaping out in general is that we are looking at a top 4 that are all very competitive. And is it almost time to start talking about a bit of a finals race?
I think so. It will take you through the rest of the ladder. So Morphetville Park currently sitting in the top spot at 7 and 2. Christies Beach behind them at 6 and 3, tied with Salisbury, but ahead on percentage. Salisbury also 6 and 3. Adelaide University sitting in 4th spot, 5 and 4. Fitzroy at 5, 3 and 6, and Port Adelaide 0 and 9, still searching for their first victory. So a lot of teams that are still within the hunt in this National 1 Plumbing competition, but you can start to see that separation just starting to come into effect now as you really start to see the quality sides start to rise towards the top of the ladder. And we've got 2 teams in red hot form at the moment. Looking back towards last week, you had Port Adelaide and Morphetville Park last week at Largs North Reserve. Morphetville Park took that one out 6-7-43 to Port Adelaide's 5-1-31. And then the game that we covered last week at John Bias Memorial Oval between Christies Beach and Salisbury. Christies Beach took that one 7-7-49 to 4-4-28. So really for Christies Beach, who we saw last week, they struggled in their first quarter, then able to pull it back with the strong 3-quarter effort. We've seen with Morphetville Park, they're a team that are quick starters, and really it's going to be important for Christies Beach to just be able to weather the storm if they have a similar sort of start this week. But both these teams very, very solid offensively, and we might be seeing some points on the board here in what could be a pretty high-scoring affair.
Well, hopefully. We definitely like seeing plenty of goals in a match, and I think this is definitely a game where hopefully we can, just see some really good, well-paced, good connections footy.
Well, David, I know you like to use the replay button quite a bit during your broadcast, and I think we'll have plenty of highlight reel plays as we're almost ready to go here to start the first quarter. Morphetville Park and Christies Beach. Morphetville in the yellow and red. Christies Beach in the Saints colours. As we are ready to go, siren sounds to start the first. Ball up attempt, going to go straight to Morphetville Park. A pretty quick turn off. Currently, Moritz with that big kick towards the forward 50. Just trying to get the numbers around it, but Christies Beach, they've got plenty of players around it and going to be taking the ground early. It's a nice stoppage, just stops it outside the forward 50. And Morphetville Park kicking towards the left of your screen. Just trying to get numbers around the ball, and looks like we do have another stoppage here pretty quickly. Going to be a free kick towards Christies Beach. Currently Nicole Campbell. Searching for options, decides to kick it long towards that far side of the ground. It goes right back into Morphetville Park's hands. Just see these teams, how they feel each other out here in the first quarter. Just seeing what's going to work. We've seen with on this smaller ground, so much can happen in relation to being able to get some quick scores, and pace so incredibly important. A bit of a fumble here for Christies Beach as they're just trying to regather around. Campbell tried to get that kick off, able to get the handball back out and kick towards the middle of the ground. Only Morphetville Park just with possession at the moment. All going to take a couple of quick bounces. A nice intercept for Christies Beach, but they just haven't been able to quite gain that clean possession just yet. Kylie just trying to get that one off. Kick by Vern Cargan. Right back into Christies Beach hands. Tries to go for that short option, finds it in Campbell. Campbell's going to play on in the far side wing, gets a bit of pace about her, searching for those options up forward, and it looks like it will just go out of bounds to stop that passage of play. Just bouncing out before it went over the line, so it will be a ball up in a contest just on that 50 line. Christies Beach with possession. Currently Duffy trying to get rid of it. Does get it stripped, but it is going to be called dead. And these ruck contests are going to be so important. We've seen with Morphetville Park, with Cutting being so good in that ruck. Have to see what they can do in just being able to really provide that solid ruck structure. Campbell yet again tries to get that kick off. It's going to go to ground though. Allows Morphetville Park a bit of a chance to return it. Handball's not exactly going to be on target. Goes back towards Christies Beach with the run is Maidment. Gets past one. Now Bourne taken to ground. And up with Elise Housen in the end. Tried to get past a couple of defenders. Couldn't quite do it. Important tap here, especially for Christies Beach. Trying to get that ball out in time. Duffy with the handball. Trying to find that short option. Couldn't quite do it. Ball's on the ground and everyone trying to get around it. Plenty of jumpers all around it. So Christies Beach maintaining possession just for the time being. Trying to get that ball up forward. Can't quite do it just yet. Ball is going to spill out eventually. Trying to find that option. Can't quite do it. Morphetville Park just trying to clear this one out towards the middle of the ground. A lot of good tackling from both sides right now. Just going to stop it in the middle. Christies Beach just trying to keep the momentum on their side of the ground. And it's just not going to quite come out cleanly, but Christies Beach maintaining possession for the time being. Kick by Hammond, looking pretty good, but it is going to drift just a little bit wide and allow Morphetville Park the mark to clear it up. Kick by Packer. Searching up forward, can't quite do it. And these quick handballs, at least early on, until teams are just able to find that form with their handball, can cause a bit of play like this, just trying to find that target. Can't quite do so successfully. Sell with the quick handball out towards Campbell, then gets the kick off the left foot, bouncing towards the goals. And the kick is going to go through, I believe. Going to be a pretty quick goal here for Christies Beach. I believe that was Alana Brown just off the foot as being tackled to the ground. And Christies Beach with their first goal. Have another look at it here off the ground. Just able to maintain possession just long enough. And Christies Beach get the goals first here as we have a look at the replay and just able to get that one through. Some solid play here from Christies Beach to get it started. So we're just about 5 minutes down here. Ruck contest. Tap by Cutting, looked to be pretty good. Goes back into her possession. Able to get the handball out. Kick by Spawn, searching for a short option and finds it in Bellinger. Goes inside 50 and finds another target. Just going to try and get these short connections to work in their favour. Couldn't quite get the mark there. Kick off the right foot, looked to be pretty good, and that one's going to go through for Morphetville Park. Beautiful goal. I believe that was Jessica Waterhouse getting that kick just off the right foot. Get another look at it here. That angle going to be difficult in the best of times, and to get that early in the game definitely gets a bit of applause from her teammates, gets the high fives, and it will tie up this game here early. So at least early on we thought it was going to be an offensive game, and right now it hasn't disappointed through the first 6 minutes. So with Giamios and Cutting in the ruck. Tap from Cutting. Gets it out towards Morphetville Park. They realise they're going the wrong way. Have to switch it back up to the left side of the field. Would have been a good run of play if they were going to the right of your screen. Allows Christies Beach just that little bit of time. Morphetville Park, Armitage with the kick towards the close side wing. Able to pay the mark. Kick from Swanson. Just trying to find a target, 2-on-2 contest here right out front. Kick from Buchanan. Taking a couple of bounces. Not going to quite find the goal line just yet. Allows Christies Beach a chance just to clear this one out. And finds a short mark. Gets it in Kavoris. Couldn't quite get the mark there. Under immediate pressure now. Couple of numbers here for Christies Beach. Kick from Campbell. Just trying to clear this one out. Get that pressure off. Allow him a bit of a chance to reset. Morris now with possession. Kick going right back into Morphetville Park hands. Just on that far side wing. That's where Morphetville Park, they like to get a lot of their action done. Right now, ball going right back to Christies Beach. Maidman with the handball off, trying to get it towards Duffy. Still maintaining possession for the time being, but just not getting that clean possession they need. Allows Morphetville Park a chance just to keep getting these marks. Does so successfully. Big kick towards the goal line. 2-on-2 contest. Kick through will be for another goal for Morphetville Park. Just able to get that one through close. Grace Duffy. All right, Lauren Buchanan, I should say. Getting that kick through. Get another look at it here. Just that nice tap there by Caitlin Swanson, allowing that ball to go through. At least here early on. Morphetville Park just with the early advantage. You can see Morphetville Park just having a bit of a discussion here, making sure they're all on the same page. Other than the first 5 minutes or so, Christies Beach were able to get that possession just in their territory towards their 50, and since then Morphetville Park's just been able to adjust. Another ruck contest, this one an even one. Ball not getting a whole lot of movement towards the right of your screen. No one with that clean possession just yet. Stolen from Morphetville Park. Now they can get a bit of run about them. Big kick going to go over the contest. Still bouncing. Christies Beach looking to get this one out as Gibbs gets past one. Tries to get the handball off towards Hammond. Goes right back towards Buchanan. She takes a big kick off the right foot. It's going to take the kind bounce and go through. And 3 straight goals for Morphetville Park. A second one for Lauren Buchanan. And a beautiful kick there, just taking the kind bounce and going through. And they will take that any day of the week as they now take that 2-goal advantage. At least early on, Morphetville Park just getting those entries into the forward 50. Got those targets that have been so dangerous throughout the course of this season. Christies Beach just going to have to try and find something, switch things up. Try and win that midfield battle. Just been a little bit unfortunate here. Whenever they've had possession, haven't been able to do a whole lot with it. Housen tried to get that one out, couldn't quite do it. Now it's with Bennett. Plenty of jumpers around and not a whole lot of movement as we have another stoppage. 18-6 here early on, just past the halfway point of this first quarter. Currently, Kavoris gets it out. Quick couple of handballs. Earl tried to get that kick off, nicely smothered. Christies Beach, that pace, this is pretty much what we saw from him last week. Just struggled to have that pace here early on. Morphetville Park, they're a team that is a very quick starter. And right now, 2 goals up, 18-6. Maintained possession yet again. Packer with a big kick towards the middle of the ground. Going to be taken by Christies Beach. Kick from Duffy. Trying to find a target. Going to go off a couple of hands and spill back out. Morphetville Park trying to get this one. Whiteley tried to get that kick off the ground. Couldn't quite do it. Brown with the kick. Not going to be quite high enough. Just allows that hand to really adjust the flight of that ball, and now spilling all over the ground. Bit of a fight here. No one can quite get that possession. It is going to be stopped just short. Not a whole lot of movement after Morphetville Park able to get that possession. Tap from Cutting going right into Christies Beach possession, but again, just not able to quite get that second connection that they need. So far, Morphetville Park able to maintain a lot of the possession and just able to get those quick steals like that. Trying to find a tall target, does find so in Buchanan. And now she can search for options up forward as Morphetville Park really streaming up, trying to give her options to kick to. Christies Beach got plenty of players playing back though, just under a lot of pressure here. That kick, not going to quite find the target, going to go through the hands, bouncing towards the close side wing. 2-on-1. Morris just able to get that tackle and stop maybe a bit of movement here from Morphetville Park. Couple of handballs here for Christies Beach, but again, Buchanan just able to maintain that possession. Kick from Moritz. Going to be looking pretty good. Going to be a bit of a foot race. Swanson trying to get to this one against Pratt. And he's going to go just to the right. It does allow Morphetville Park's first behind of the game. No, it has not been called behind. It has gone out, so will be a ball up. Christies Beach able to get possession now, but again, Hammond with the mark. Trying to get those targets towards the middle of the field, but Morphetville Park doing a great job of just being able to stop any sort of probing attempts from them so far. And now, potentially, they did have possession. Thrown to ground was Madison Bennett. Charlotte Dorr on your screen. Wondering what was up with that. I mean, umpire calls it. You have to roll with it. And Christies Beach searching for that short option. Couldn't find it. Goes right back into Morphetville Park hands. Angela Moritz. And now they've just got so many players set up for that forward entry. It's going to be a lot of tough work here for Christies Beach to try and get that possession back towards the middle of the ground. So tap just spilling out the back, allows Christies Beach a little bit of space as Campbell with the kick back towards the middle of the ground, but Christies Beach don't have a whole lot of players set up around that midfield area, just having to really commit to the defence. Allows Morphetville Park just to set up out back and really snatch a lot of those possessions. Dorr trying to get this one. Can't quite find it. I believe it's against Kelly. Now they've got a little bit of run about them. Christies Beach just able to get that possession off the ground towards their forward 50 for the first time in about 5 minutes or so. Morphetville Park currently with possession, holding the ball being called, not going to be paid. Kicked back out, a nice mark taken for Morphetville Park. I believe that was Lucy Armitage. Tries to get the kick towards Cutting. Cutting does get the tackle, allows Morphetville Park just a little bit of space here. Armitage yet again gets the handball over the head. Brown trying to get after this one. Is taken off the ball. Dorr now with possession. Kick off the right foot. Looks to be pretty accurate. Going to take a couple of bounces. You can tell just that pressure right now from Morphetville Park, but right now Christies Beach, Campbell yet again trying to find that probe into the 50. Kick going to be over the head, but going to be taken by Giamios. Right now, Christies Beach just struggling to really get that final entry that they need. Able to at least stop it for a little while. As Christies Beach go for another attempt. Kick off the right foot. It's going to be dangerous here. A little bit of a foot race, 2-on-1. Currently with Eastwood trying to get that one through. Play is going to be called dead. Still here, but Morphetville Park with possession at the moment. Really, it might not be a pretty goal for Christies Beach if they can get it through, but right now, Morphetville Park, they've been able to commit those numbers up back. Only 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. Might be able to hold off, cutting with the tap. Gets it back towards her players. Gonna be called, and Dore gonna have to hand the ball back to the umpire. Not gonna be a free kick though, just a stoppage. Morphetville Park just been able to steal those possessions so well. Kellock with the kick. Trying to find a target just on the line of the 50. Couldn't quite do so. And Christies Beach really just trying to get that entry, but these kicks have not really worked out in their favour. Currently Bellinger and Earl, a bit of a tackle. Earl comes out as the winner. Goes right back to Morphetville Park though. Ball on the ground. Going to be a tough one here. Christies Beach searching for options. Ball's going to take a bit of an unlucky bounce, but still maintain possession for Waterhouse. Tries to find the target up forward. Can't quite do so. Kick by Brown. Not quite doing enough. So I think it's just going to go out. So a good stop here for Morphetville Park. As they just get that, going to go through for a behind. So allows them a chance here just to reset. About a minute and a half left here in the first quarter. Right now Morphetville Park with the lead at the moment. Just been able to get those forward entries. Christies Beach, that was, I think, about their second or third so far that they've been able to get a consistent shot on goal. They've still got possession at the moment. Kick from Campbell. Going to go right back into Morphetville Park hands. Nice interception. Now searching for those shorter options again, going on that far side wing, which they love. Going to be intercepted yet again here for Christies Beach. A little bit of back and forth at the moment. Big towering kick towards the contest. No clear winner right now. Morphetville Park with possession at the moment. Here's Dore trying to get that one out. Going to be taken to ground. Nice tackle by Rachel Searle. About 30 seconds left here in the first quarter, just winding down. Right now, Christies Beach been able to get a lot of the possession right now, but just have been unable to get those shots on goal. Morphetville Park just been able to shut him down as Bellinger gets the mark. Just trying to wind down this first quarter. Nice mark taken. No clean mark here for Christies Beach, but luckily players around, and that final kick will end the first quarter. Currently the scoreline 18-7, 3-1, 19 for Morphetville Park, at least according to our scoreboard, and 1-1-7 to Christies Beach. If we get a look after that first quarter, but really right now I think Morphetville Park just been able to really stop a lot of those entries for Christies Beach, although they did have a lot more possession towards that end of the first quarter, but really when you can kick straight, it definitely helps you out. And right now Morphetville Park been able to do that and be able to get some solid entries themselves, and really for them they've just been able to really play some solid defense, and it's going to be up to Christies Beach to try and find that pace here in this first quarter.
I think one of the main things which I was noticing throughout that quarter is that whenever Morphetville Park put the boot to ball, it was to a target. And I think if you looked at the mark count between the two teams, there's definitely going to be a higher number in front of Morphetville Park, and you saw just how dangerous that was. Whenever they were pushing through the mid, heading into their inside 50, they were doing it through controlling the ball, boot to hands, and then again, whereas with sorry, I've still got Salisbury up in the air. Just noticed that. Gently change that while we're talking. A lot more chaos balls happening over the other end, and I think with Morphetville Park's defense, it's just not proving particularly effective.
And that's one thing that Morphetville Park is so good at, just being able to stop a lot of those probing attempts just through being able to get those interceptions. And we've seen a few times for Christies Beach, they've really struggled to get that mark that they really need, just to take that pressure off. It might be just a short little connection in trying to switch, and then the mark's not being paid or not being taken, and ultimately then they're under pressure again, and it just allows Morphetville Park that time to get back, because they are a team, when they get a bit of run about them, they stream numbers forward, and when, especially in those first, I'd say 10 minutes or so, when the ball was really in Morphetville Park's inside 50, Christies Beach, all they could do was try and kick it out and search for that long option, but Morphetville Park have pretty much set up on the 50 line and just able to regain that possession and then try another attempt, and right now that seems to be working for them. Well,
it's a two-kick game at the moment, and we did see last week Christies Beach did definitely warm up as the game kind of went along. Got a lot faster and a lot better, so we could see a lead change before halftime, Christies Beach bringing it back in, or we could see Morphetville Park kind of tear away a little bit.
Yeah, we saw that most definitely last week at Christies Beach. They were a team that weren't able to score in the first quarter against Salisbury, and then they flipped a switch and they just went absolutely bananas, and Salisbury could not find an answer. So maybe that adjustment happens yet again here for them, and as you said, it's only a two-goal lead pretty much here in the end of this first quarter. So still definitely achievable, but you don't want to allow that to continue. I'm trying to think of the best way I can put it, but ultimately, I mean, you want to be going out there and having a competitive chance, but if you're allowing Morphetville Park to, maybe get an extra scoring shot or an extra point here and there, that does add up over the course of the game. So it's really going to be up to them. They need to put their stamp on this game and really hope that they can get at least some more clear scoring opportunities. What they've had has been that ball just stopping just short, and then some nice tackling coming in and really stopping that ability for them to get a set shot on goal. So if they can just clean up their marking a little bit and their kicking just being that tad more accurate, I think we'll be in for a different team in the second quarter.
I think the big thing that we really need to see from Christies Beach is more accurate kicking and strong marks, because what's happening is when Morphetville Park, they get the ball through the mid very, very quickly and cleanly, which means by the time they're in their inside 50, there's only a couple of people around there, which makes it much easier to win contests. But it takes so long for Christies Beach to get it to their inside. It gives Morphetville Park plenty of time to set up a brick wall around that 50. And we saw the last 4 minutes just really probing to try and get a clean possession inside their 50, and they just couldn't.
Yeah, just those shorts, those kicks dropping a little bit short. Those marks that are just going over the fingertips. It is a game of inches, really, at this point. And if they can just fix that up and warm up as the game goes on, we saw how they went last week. They are not a team that you want to sleep on, and I'm sure that's what's happening in the talk right now. They're saying, we do have the lead at the moment, but for Morphetville Park, you don't want to sleep on Christies Beach. And Christies Beach, they showed some good form towards the end of that first quarter. They just need to continue it, and if they can get that sort of possession and just tighten up that kicking and marking, I think they could get some definite scoring shots right now. But heading into the rest of this game, still 3 quarters yet to go, but Morphetville Park, they're playing the way that they have all season, and no one's really been able to find a whole lot to stop them.
Well, if there is a team that's going to have to find a way to stop them, it's potentially going to be Christies Beach. At the moment, number 2 on the ladder, possibly hunting for the top spot.
Yeah, only 2 points behind Morphetville Park at the top of the ladder. Morphetville Park heading into this game, 430 points scored, which is only behind Salisbury, who have 476. But they have only surrendered 233 points, which the people behind them in that stat line anyway is Christies Beach at 241. Just to give you an idea of some of the other teams, Salisbury's at 310 surrendered. Adelaide University, 304. Port Adelaide, 592. So that sort of shows you how good that these two teams have been stat-wise, and just in regards to their team stats. And Christies Beach not a whole, sort of a lot behind in percentage either, 64% to 62, but just those points being the difference, 14 to 12. So not a whole lot is going to be separating these two teams, but really you've got to be looking more towards the home field advantage, which Morphetville Park have just been able to really run with over the course of this season. This ground really plays to their strengths in regards to an aggressive offensive style of football, and they've just been able to carry that throughout this season. So it's going to be up to Christies Beach, who we went there last week, and their ground is a little bit wider, allows that pace to have a little bit more of an impact. Here it is a lot closer, and tackling going to be important as well. So we'll have to see how these two teams respond here in the second quarter, but Morphetville Park at least with the early advantage. As it looks like we're almost ready to go here to start the second quarter.
Just about ready to go. I will say farewell and get back to the switch again. Looking forward to a great second half.
Thank you, David. We are ready to go here to start the second quarter. Morphetville Park currently leading 18-6. As Christies Beach get the early possession out of that ruck contest. Going to be taken by Earl. Kicks towards the far side wing. Still able to maintain possession as Hammond able to get it. Just gets a little bit of run. Kick is going to be taken, intercepted by Morphetville Park, as now they can just continue on, switch to the close side wing. Searching for options. Mark going to be taken by Nicola Liston. As they swap, we'll see if there's any definitive scoring side, but right now, Morphetville Park with it. Kellock with the mark. Searching on this winger. Nice contest, just as the ball gonna spill over, not quite. Christies Beach with possession right now. Brown taken down immediately. You're gonna be whistled dead. Went down pretty hard, and it's gonna be a free kick for Christies Beach. Brown hurting at the moment, just getting hit on that strapped up shoulder. Decides to play on. Shows a bit of pace and kicks towards centre half forward. But again, outnumbered here is Christies Beach. Morphetville Park just been able to get those numbers around the ball. As now the ball will maintain possession with Morphetville Park. Free kick being paid. Search for that sword option. Able to find it in Chelsea Packer. Packer's got plenty of options. Decides to kick it a little bit short. Going to go over Brown's head, bouncing towards the line, and it will go over the line. Just that kick being a little bit wide. Right now with the ruck contests that have been going on, Cutting just been able to win the lion's share right now. Only Christies Beach with possession, almost taking the ground. Kavoris with possession at the moment. Now Campbell. Campbell loses possession, and now Morphetville Park's able to just get this kick towards the 50. And that mark was so important here for Christies Beach, just to maintain that pressure off them at the moment. But then they kick it right back towards Morphetville Park. Lindsay Big with the mark, and now she can search for options. And these one-on-one contests. Christies Beach just trying to get that ball out. Brown tried to get that one, but couldn't quite do so. A close one that was almost out on the full, but it is going to be a ruck contest. Cutting's tap, not providing a huge advantage. Going to be taken to ground, and free kick is going to be paid for Morphetville Park. Deciding to play on immediately is Moritz. Tries to get on that one-on-one yet again, but Morphetville Park, a team that is just able to do so much with those second chance efforts. Currently not a whole lot of movement, as you can see. We're going to have another stoppage here inside the 50 at least for Morphetville Park. See if they can find an option here to maybe get another goal here early. Moritz with possession, immediately taken to ground, hanging on by about 3 Christies Beach players. Bit of a shovel on the ground. Christies Beach now with possession, able to get past one defender. Decides to kick again on this close side wing, but under that pressure immediately just is allowing Morphetville Park just to maintain that pressure in their zone. Kick's just being a little bit off for Christies Beach right now. Cutting's tap going to go right into Christies Beach hands. Campbell taking the ground, and then Morphetville Park able to maintain possession. Dawn out. Kick towards the 50. Just able to stop it is Pratt. And just these shorter options, they're going to have to find them. Hammond now with it. Try to switch towards the far side wing. And the ball on the ground, and Morphetville Park trying to get this one out. Pressure from Christies Beach, though, just stopping it right now. High searching kick. A couple of tackles right now, and ball finally does spill out. It's almost a bit of like a rugby scrum right now. Ball on the ground and just slowly moving to the right of your screens. We do finally have a stoppage here. Just with possession at the moment, Campbell able to get the handball out, but the tackling from Morphetville Park been so good. They're able to play on. Big kick, and I think it's been called back. Tried to play on and looked to be pretty good. I reckon that would have been a goal for sure, but just pulled back for the time being. Hannah Priest with the kick. A good kick off the right boot towards the contest, just out the front of the goal square. Trying to maintain that possession. Trying to get that kick off towards goal, but Christies Beach just trying to do anything to stop it. And that will be taken over. And just to the right of the point post, which means we do have a contest yet again. Cutting done a good job so far for Morphetville Park. But Christies Beach just able to get the run and the possession. Ball going to go right back into Morphetville Park hands as Martino with the kick. Strong one-on-one contest. They're not afraid to get into it. And Morphetville Park with possession now at the moment with the free kick. Yet again with Hannah Priest. Kick's going to go over the intended target. Just spill out the back, and now Christies Beach, they just need to be able to get these sorts of kicks to work for them, but it just has not worked so far for them throughout this game. Kicks just going a little bit over, a little bit wide. Cell versus Cutting. So a bit of a time stoppage here, just as waiting for certain players to come into their respective positions. Tap from Cutting towards the right of your screen. Not a whole lot of movement.
That water bottle there is mine too, if you can grab that.
Christies Beach with possession at the moment. They're just able to stop that onslaught from Morphetville Park. Duffy with that kick, not quite finding the target. And immediately taking the ground. And not a whole lot of movement there either. So at least for right now, a bit of stop-start footy. And that tackling pressure right now from Morphetville Park just working wonders for them so far here early in the second quarter. Christies Beach, they've been able to get a couple of lucky tap outs from this sort of area, but just Morphetville Park, just with that extra pace, that half second, just been able to work for them. Bellinger with the mark. Kicks to a 2-on-1 contest in favour of Christies Beach. Able to get that possession. Gibbs with the kick. Going to go right back to Morphetville Park. And this is what Christies Beach have done and what they really need to fix. They've been under pressure, and then these sorts of kick out. Hammond with the kick. Just along the ground at the moment, and it will go out. Just these kicks and being able to find a potential target in the midfield, just really struggling to find it right now. Got to give credit to Morphetville Park's defence. And also for Christies Beach being able to stop Morphetville Park from getting any points on the board as well. Been a pretty neutral battle in that midfield. Neither team been able to really carve out much of an advantage. Now Martino able to get past a couple of defenders, then a high searching kick. Ball is going to spill out, but still maintained with Morphetville Park at the moment. Now they just kick it right back towards their 50 line. Still maintaining possession. Ball's going to be taking a couple of bounces. No one really in that forward line. Allows Christies Beach just to clear this one out kick out on the full from Tamsin Morris. So at least for right now, Morphetville Park with possession, but it is outside their 50. I believe it is Brianna Walling who will take the kick here. Searching for that target up forward and able to find it. Nice mark taken by Lindsay Big. Decent sort of angle. Maybe just outside the 50. Got plenty of players loading up towards the goal square. And kick is going to be drifting a little bit left, going to be pretty close, and it is not going to go over the line. It allows Christies Beach a little bit of run as Campbell just able to get some pace about it, gets the kick, but goes to no one in particular as it'll roll out over the line. So right now with Nicole Campbell just providing a little bit of run out of defence, but they just have really stalled in that midfield. And it just allows Morphetville Park to do some things like this, trying to switch towards the close side wing, able to find some targets in the midfield, pushed off the contest. Lindsay Big yet again, gets the free kick, searching for options. Starts for a big kick entry into the forward 50. Ball's going to go just past the contest. Christies Beach with numbers out back and just forces them to really try and kick it up forward, gets the mark. Tamsin Morris decides to kick towards the far side wing. Not a whole lot of options to work with either. Fowler gets the kick off under pressure. Currently marked by Hammond. And these kicks are just trying to get it into space, but Morphetville Park with that pace at the moment, just allowing him to try and get this ball out, but currently a couple of kind bounces working Christies Beach favour. And that short kick just going to work for them. They're going to play on immediately, so Morphetville Park under pressure as well. Kick looks to be pretty good, takes the unkind bounce, still working for Morphetville Park. Big gets it out. Now with possession, currently Van Cargan. Couple of taps out here. Currently Giamios and a few others trying to get this one out. Just under pressure. Gets the handball under immediate pressure. Morphetville Park trying to stop this one from going through, but the ball just keeps on bouncing. Couple of good tackles here. Just stopping it for the time being, and I think we could be seeing, no, the ball's going to actually come out. Potential stoppage there as the ball will finally go out. After that ball looked like it was in a pinball machine, just bouncing around. No one with that possession. Stop that clean shot on goal. Now it comes down to the ruck. Currently Fowler trying to get rid of it. Another contest, neutral in this case, tapped by both players. Right now, this is what we've seen for most of this game, just this sort of tackling, being able to stop these last-ditch efforts, potentially getting the shots on goal. Morphetville Park, of course, with just under a 2-goal advantage. Tap goes to Fowler, able to get it on the boot, doesn't go particularly far, but works enough for Morphetville Park. They're just able to clear it out, able to be marked by Christies Beach, born with the kick. Searching for an option, couldn't find it. Gets a second attempt here. This kick's going to be a little bit better. They're going right back into Christies Beach hands, into Morphetville Park hands, I should say. And that's one thing that Morphetville Park has in this game, is when you've got Leah Cutting as an option up forward as a defence, she's able to flex a lot throughout the field and just been able to really stop a whole lot of opportunities for Christies Beach. Currently the kick from Kelly didn't look too great, but it'll work in their favour, at least for the time being. Possession from Waterhouse, kicks it right back into Morphetville Park hands as they can just clear it. Looks to be drifting a bit, and looks like that one will go out just on the 50 line and out on the full. So still maintains possession here for Christies Beach. Taylor Eastwood will get the kick. Gets a big booming kick towards that wing. Couldn't find any similar jumpers. Finds plenty of Morphetville Park jumpers around. It's the ball under a lot of pressure here, and another stoppage. Tap from Cutting towards the right of your screen. And this stop-start football, it's just really been working in Morphetville Park's favour, you got to think, with their current lead. Just been able to wind down that clock. Not a whole lot of scoring opportunities for either team. Been very evenly won throughout the course of this quarter. And Christies Beach with possession at the moment. Trying to get past a couple of defenders. Kick on the boot is going to take a bounce and just drift to the right as Christies Beach gets some points on the board here. Just with about 4 minutes left in this third quarter, Nicole Campbell, who's been heavily involved for Christies Beach with that one. Played a lot out of the back line, got a shot there to potentially cut that deficit down, but does so only by 1 point. And now Morphetville Park can just try and set up here on the close side wing. Right now, as I said, both these teams pretty even in just being able to maintain even possession, and no one's been able to quite get that run that they need to get some clear scoring opportunities. Ball being called, but not pay. Nice tackle for Morphetville Park, Kaylin Swanson. Big hit by Rachel Sell. Couple of calls here, not being paid right now for Morphetville Park. Christies Beach just able to get that clearance off as Waterhouse with that kick while being tackled, but looks like it will be going back towards Morphetville Park.
Yes,
So 2 minutes 40 left here in the second quarter. Ball taking a couple of unkind bounces for Morphetville Park. Just allows Christies Beach to have possession right now, but again under pressure. Dorr does get it picked up, but can't move very far as Kelly wrapping her up. A free kick paid to Morphetville Park. Only Brianna Walling able to find the target towards the middle of the ground. Now they can just try and switch, but now both teams are getting a little bit more adventurous in their marking contest as well. One-on-one's going to be difficult to win for either team. Hammond tried to get the handball out under pressure. Only Pratt on the ground does get the handball out and just able to get a quick couple of transfers as they're trying to maintain possession towards the middle of the ground. Waterhouse with a big tap to try and keep this one alive. But that pressure from Morphetville Park, tackle maybe being a little bit high, and it is going to be paid to Christies Beach. And while they move particularly far as Housen's kick along the ground, just moving the chains along a little bit right now for Christies Beach. A bit of a collision just behind the passage of play, and free kick to Morphetville Park. As right now in the second quarter, maybe a chance to get a quick shot on goal, but I think right now it's really just trying to run down the clock. Christies Beach would love something here just to cut into this deficit. Kick from Duffy. Going to take a couple of bounces, be a little bit short, allows Morphetville Park just the chance to regain possession and kick towards the midfield. Kick from Cutting. Going to find the target. Big yet again. Big target for Morphetville Park, but kick's not going to be particularly accurate. Now Pratt, under pressure, tries to get the handball out, goes right back to Morphetville Park, and we've seen plenty of this throughout this game so far, just constantly changing possession. Just been unable to find that final connection. Big kick from Angela Moritz, and it's gone through. And Morphetville Park just able to add on in the dying seconds of this second quarter. A beautiful kick. And considering the limited amount of scoring opportunities for both these teams, that's about the clearest look we've seen all game. As that will end the second quarter, siren sounds. So at the end of the second quarter, half time, currently Morphetville Park sitting at 4:024 to 128. So far, and just been able to get that final bit of advantage heading into half-time as Morphetville Park looking pretty good, but Christies Beach just providing that little bit of spark here just to keep it interesting. But at the end of the second quarter, we will hear from our sponsors, Wakefield Sports Clinic and Josh Maitai Strength and Conditioning. We will take a break. We'll catch you after the break.
Hello and welcome to this JMSC Josh Maitai Strength and Conditioning information series. In this series that's going to be running throughout the season, we're going to be covering injury prevention, load management, foundation strength, power, and basically strength and conditioning for female footballers. I hope you enjoy what we're about to show you and you take something from it that you can then implement with yourself or your teams. Enjoy. Alright, today we want to talk about foundation strength. So when I talk about foundation strength, what I mean is the basic strength required throughout the hips and spine that help stabilize the body and prepare you for loading and for gameplay. So basically the things we do with the foundation strength, we're looking at forwards and backwards, side to side, and also that rotational strength. Exercises include squatting, hip thrusting, deadlifts, pushing, pulling, rotating or anti-rotation first and foremost, and also lunge variations. So we are talking backwards and, like I said, those lateral ones as well. In regards to this, the reason we want to have that foundation strength, not just forwards and back, but also side to side, most injuries occur in the frontal planes, so side to side plane, and the transverse or rotation plane. It's very rare you'll see an injury going this way or occurring from an impact forwards and backwards. So foundation strength laterally and in the transverse plane is essential. So basically the way we would program this, start of pre-season, we focus on strength. As we get into the end of pre-season, we're looking at minimizing strength, increasing power, and then throughout the season, we look at a balance of both. Once again, within that 10 to 15% load ranges we discussed in previous videos. Thank you for watching our latest episode. If you wish to minimize yourself or your players' risk of injury or take their strength and power to the next level, be sure to check out our website or contact myself or one of our trainers for further information. See you again next week.
It really doesn't matter whether you're serious with your footy, amateur or recreational. Wakefield Sports Clinic can provide all the assistance you require for the treatment, management and the prevention of sports injuries. We are your one-stop shop with access to the best range of sports medicine specialists, including sports doctors, orthopaedic surgeons, physiotherapists, podiatrists, sports psychologists, sports nutritionists and massage therapists. At the Wakefield Sports Clinic, we are trusted with the care of many of the nation's best athletes. Our doctors and surgeons are part of the medical teams for the Adelaide Crows, Olympic and Commonwealth Games teams, the Matildas, Australian Beach Volleyball Team, Adelaide United, Millwood Football Club and Netball SA. You may be aware of the high incidences of ACL injuries. The great news is that there are injury prevention programs that have been well proven to prevent up to 50% of lower limb injuries. Ask us how to implement an injury prevention program at your club today. Don't ignore symptoms of concussion. Wakefield Sports Clinic provides a service for the initial and ongoing assessment of concussion. Wakefield Sports Clinic offers immediate access to our group of skilled doctors who will diagnose and determine the best course of action for dealing with your concussion. Please call our clinic at 1800 888 925 to find out more information, or head to our website at wakefieldsports.com.au. We'll take you from game over to game on.
Played and the umpires agree, and Herbert will go back on goal. Going still, passing around.
That's filthy! Filthy!
Was
Butler over in the corner.
bit of a nice fend-off ball coming back out. Adelaide University now snap kick off the right. Through.
With the big set around, way up the play, and she's safe! And the class of these players, Hodges, unstoppable.
Pressure throws underneath, and now we're still going to get some yards after the catch. Burford does very well. He will make it there.
Bases loaded.
He gets towards left. Doesn't have the distance. It does. Yes, there's just a little shovel shot down towards us. Just knows where the fielders aren't.
Welcome back here to Kellett Reserve, Morphetville Park versus Christies Beach. We are currently in half-time. Fraser Fife and producer David Muggleton bringing you the call here as Morphetville Park taking an early lead 4-0-24 to Christies Beach 1-8. And a much more even contest in this one.
Well, Christies Beach looked like they resolved some of their defensive problems. Morphetville Park weren't having a clean run through the midfield, so when they did get it into their inside 50, they kind of locked it in. Unfortunately, still couldn't beat the Morphetville Park defense and only managed to get one behind for the quarter. And then, fortunately, we didn't go a goalless quarter with Morphetville Park putting an excellent-looking goal right on the siren.
Yeah, I'm sure that one will go in the highlight reel for this game, and hopefully we'll be in for plenty more as Morphetville Park starting to make their way out onto the ground. And while we had that halftime break, we did hear from Josh Maitite, Strength and Conditioning, and also Wakefield Sports Clinic, our sponsors for this South Australian Women's Football League broadcast. So we've got to give a huge thank you to them. If you want to see more about Josh Maitite, Strength and Conditioning, you can find the information on his programs at www.jmsc.com.au, or you can follow him on social media, JMSC Josh Maitite Strength and Conditioning on Facebook, or at Josh Maitise, M-I-T-I-S-E, on Instagram. So a huge thank you to both Josh Maitite Strength and Conditioning and Wakefield Sports Clinic for their sponsorship. Huge thank you to also Spacequake Sports, as we do have the beautiful baby lamb, which has pretty much covered a lot of this halftime break here, and it's been right next to us, and right now it's been pretty distracting having something that cute about 5 feet away from us. But we are professionals, and so we will continue on. But yes, look how cute that thing is. But anyway, back to the game. So
Sorry, that lamb is the most adorable thing I've ever seen.
I said it's distracted us so much.
It has.
But yes, back to the game.
Back to the football.
Back to more important things, we should say. Morphetville Park currently holding that advantage, getting that final goal just to secure a bit more of an advantage heading into the second half of this game. But yeah, I'd say generally that the key that we've seen with Morphetville Park throughout most of their victories is they've had a really strong ruck. They've had a lot of pace out of their midfield and been able to catch a lot of teams flat-footed. We didn't see a whole lot of that in the second quarter. We saw Christies Beach able to provide a lot of resistance against those scoring opportunities, and really it was in the last 5 seconds or so that Morphetville Park finally were able to break through after a great goal by Angela Moritz. So considering that the defense of both sides, if Christies Beach can just get a few more clear entries into their forward 50, I think they'll be set, because both teams, their defense is very solid, but Christies Beach, they're behind right now, so they need to put their foot on the pedal and just try and get a couple more entries. But for both these teams, hopefully we're in for a bit more of the first quarter than we are in the second. Of course, back and forth football is great, but at least in regards to a competitive contest, Christies Beach need to get some scoring opportunities, and they need to get them quickly in this third quarter. It looks like we are just about ready to go. Tap gets towards cutting. Immediately under pressure. Not a whole lot of movement there, and going to have another ball up. And currently with Searle and cutting. Morphetville just with possession at the moment, although it's not really moving a whole lot, just like along the ground, and finally picked up by Moritz, but doesn't move very far. And a big tap by Cutting, but Christies Beach, their tackling has been so good throughout this season, and they've just been able to do a whole lot of this on a stop-start. Moritz's kick, pretty good, but right into the hands, right down the throat for Christies Beach, as now they've got a chance just to move it up, and I think a penalty has been called, as looks like Morphetville Park were just over the mark, so they get to move up a little bit further. So right towards the middle of the ground now. Big booming kick towards the 50. Got to be tapped. Another call here. This one's going to go in favour of Morphetville Park, though. So that will pretty much stop Christies Beach opportunity dead. So Liston's kick, trying to find a tall target and finds it in Leah Cutting. Able to get the mark and now looking to continue on. Kicks over the head of Bellinger. Not under pressure yet again. Lenneth trying to get this ball out. Can't quite do so, and we do have a stoppage here on the close side wing.
Oh, really? Oh.
And this is where Christies Beach have struggled, just in that decision making and trying to get the ball out. But Brown does get the handball out, but under pressure as Dorr just able to adjust that kick. Brown now with possession is being taken to ground. It looks like we've had a bit of incidental contact as Dorr's gone down. But does get up and looks like she's all right. Maybe just catching a bit of an elbow from her teammate. Moritz's kick on the ground. Going to be a bit of a foot race. Currently with Earl. Kick off the right foot, looks to be all right. Does take a bounce short, but they still maintain possession as Kylie now with it. Able not to move a whole lot further. As Morphetville Park, Packer with it at the moment. Can't get the transfer out. Some solid tackling right now as Pratt gets the handball off her knees. You can see how close that ball is from going over, but not quite, as we do have another contest and another stoppage here. Now, Cutting's tap went right to Brown, but wasn't able to move a whole lot. And now with Campbell's kick, searching for options, does find a shorter option, but it's blocked beautifully and just allows some more pressure here as Morphetville Park trying to get it out. Christies Beach trying to get some points on the board early. Brown's kick towards a 2-on-1 strong marking contest, and it's going to be taken by Morphetville Park. I believe that is Packer. And these strong 1-on-1 contests just been able to favour Morphetville Park right now, but now Christies Beach have a chance. So decent angle, just inside that 50, I believe. So chance here for Christies Beach to get the first points on the board here. Kick looks to be pretty good, and it's off the post. Just going through for a behind. Unfortunate for him here, has just been unable to find that radar and allows Morphetville Park just to reset here out the back. And trying to find those short options, finds Lindsay Big. Kick towards Bellinger in a 1-on-1. Not quite accurate enough. Allows Christies Beach a chance. Kick by Duffy. Going to be marked by Morphetville Park, just allows them a chance here. Now with Armitage. Able to get the kick towards Whiteley. Just that kick going a little bit long right now, and Morphetville Park, this has just been able to get those second chances, which have just set them up so nicely for some scoring opportunities. Even when they struggle, just able to have some players behind the ball, able to pick up those second opportunities. Brown with the high searching kick. No fouls are right now. Searching for options. Does find it. Whiteley's kick looks to be good as well. Short option to Caitlin Swanson. So they've just been able to slowly move the chains, get themselves inside the 50 and give themselves a decent scoring opportunity. Have to see whether she goes for it here from a relatively tough angle or whether going to try and search for that shorter option. Looks like she's going to go for it. And does find that shorter option, Bellinger. And this is what Morphetville Park's been able to do so well, just having those targets up forward, being able to create that space and give themselves scoring opportunities. Bellinger, a good kick. And looks like she's going to go for it in this case. Kick off the right foot. That one's going to hit the post as well. Just missing on that one. Looked to be a pretty decent kick, but now both teams with a point here on the board here in the third. And Morphetville Park, that's their, I believe it's their first behind. Yes, it is first behind of this game so far. We're in the third quarter. Kick from Christies Beach, not going to be quite accurate enough. And now they're under pressure yet again. Bellinger with the ball on the ground and the stoppage. And Brown trying to get this one out. Does get out to Earl, who's able to get it off her right boot. Goes just far enough, but rolls out of bounds. So 25-9 right now in this game. Christies Beach able to get on the scoreboard first, but both teams just with it behind at the moment. Both teams have hit the post. Currently pressure from Morphetville Park as it is inside their territory, almost inside their 50. And Cutting just able to get those tap out towards her teammate. Now with possession, Brown gets the kick off. Trying to find a target. Can't quite do so. Had Giamillo's trying to get to that one. Able to still maintain the play. Ball's not moving a whole lot. Brown's going to come in, try and pick up the loose one. Does get the play on. No, it's going to be called back. And Morphetville Park will get possession now. Searching for a tall option. Cutting hasn't been paid the mark. Going to have to play on. Does get the handball off in time. Bit of pressure here from Christies Beach from behind. And just these quick handballs not quite working for Christies Beach. And this marking. Pressure here. Ball spilling along the ground. Just trying to get the kick off towards the goal. Kick from Bellinger is going to just come off the foot a little bit wrong and go through for a behind. At 26-9. Bellinger with the 2 shots on goal so far for Morphetville Park. Just missing both. Now Christies Beach able to find a tall target. And just the big kicks. We've seen teams against Morphetville Park. This is what they try to do. Just try and get it out long and hope that they can potentially get some good luck to go their way. And right now it's working for Christies Beach. Able to get back towards the middle of the field, but fouls, regains possession. Now back to Christies Beach. Just these handballs and kicks being a little bit wide. Going to be called dead. Free kick to Christies Beach. Natalie Gibbs searching for a teammate. Couldn't quite get over the hands of the defender. And Cutting's tap after being pretty even towards the first half of the game. Now just starting to assert her dominance. Kick from Packer. Going for a high flying mark and going to be taken. Lauren Buchanan. We'll to assert ourselves in these one-on-one contests and just flies into that marking contest. Kicks just going to spill out the back. Kick from Swanson across the body. Looks to be pretty good and it'll be a goal for Morphetville Park. A great mark by Lauren Buchanan and then the kick ends up going in favour of Caitlin Swanson. And Morphetville Park, they just add on to their scoreline at the moment, 32-9. Just these little sort of mistakes from Christies Beach, just been unable to have those players in the right positions. It seems like they're just half a step off today. Just allowing Morphetville Park just to get those little slivers of light that they've just been able to capitalise on. Now Morphetville Park with possession yet again. Walling's kick along the ground, but still able to keep it in possession of Morphetville Park. Kicks towards a one-on-one contest. A nice mark on the second attempt. Free kick is going to be paid. Jones's kick, searching for an option. Tried to find Kavoris. Now with Gibbs. Able to pick it up on the rebound. Under pressure from three players. Gets that kick short, but it is going to be blocked just a little bit. And Christies Beach just been unable to really move that ball towards their forward 50. Morphetville Park just been able to stop them quite a bit. Now they get some possession. Kick from Housen. Going to be taken for a mark. Decides to play on, trying to find an option towards the 50. Going to be a tough one, but nice mark from Tamsin Morris. Big kick off the right foot. Almost gets it to Eastwood, under pressure. It's just been able to find those options up forward. It's been tough for Christies Beach. Just the Morphetville Park defence been too good. It's Nicola listed on your screen. Done quite a bit so far for this Morphetville Park team.
I think said that what happened is. Do you want any changes, mate? Yeah, well, I think
Looks like we have some sort of stoppage here.
So she gave birth to that one and then wandered off and then gave birth to
Potentially a bit of an injury for Christies Beach behind the plate.
yeah, she was like.
Bring up the details when we can. And currently, a few soccers along the ground, just slowly moving it. So do we have a Christies Beach player being taken off the ground just behind the passage of play? All right, now another stoppage, another tap opportunity. Cutting gets the tap off. Fowler with it. And a couple of players running after it right now. Ron Kagan now with it, gets a bit of a run. Big kick off the right boot. Going to be a bit of a foot race here, and it looks like Morphetville Park's going to come out on top. Some nice run for him at the moment. Currently Moritz. Kick off the right foot. Will just go through for a behind.
Looking good, Morphe!
Some good run there for Morphetville Park. So 33-9 right now in the third quarter. Decides to play on. Kick off the right boot. Plenty of Morphetville Park players around it. Cutting, tried to use her height to get the mark. Couldn't quite do so, but still with Morphetville Park maintaining possession. That kick from Priest didn't quite work out. Now currently with Brown. Taking the ground, ball being called, not paid. Now Christies Beach with possession, but being taken. Looks like that tackle was going to be a little bit high, because they just maintain possession for the time being. Well, looks like Morphetville Park with possession. Decides to play on. Kick from Swanson. Look to be straight and true. Has add another goal to their scoreline. Morphetville Park just starting to run away with it at the moment. Priest with that handball off. Swanson with the accurate kick. Again, just a nice kick from Morphetville Park, because currently they've only scored 3 behind, 6-3-39 to 1-3-9. Christies Beach just have been unable to get those scoring opportunities. Also with the injury to Christies Beach as well, potentially just testing their depth just a tad. Priest under pressure gets the handball out. Right now for Morphetville Park, all they have to do, nice tackle for Christies Beach. All they can really do is not necessarily wind down the clock, but all the advantage is on their side at the moment. Maul still in their territory. Christies Beach is trying to get it out and potentially find that accurate target. Their tackling's been so good, but they just need to do a little bit more. Searle in that tap, ends up going back to it. Immediately taken to ground. Maidman tried to get it out. The Cutting tries to get the tap towards Swanson. Dorr went after it as well. She couldn't get possession either. Currently it's Trevena. Kavoris. Try to get that one as well on your screen. Oh, and a good tackle from Morphetville Park. Try and stop that passage of play. Now they regain possession, but it's not exactly clean. No one with that clean advantage just yet. Couple of handballs here for Christies Beach, just trying to get that space that they need, potentially get something going. Fowler's kick. Going to end up going off the foot of Christies Beach, trying to play volleyball at the moment. A beautiful tackle taken to ground. Ellie Kellock with that tackle, but still maintains Christies Beach possession right now. Kick from Giamios. Finds Morphetville Park, Packer. Chelsea Packer been good defensively for Morphetville Park. As you can see, only limited Christies Beach to 9 points. One of the better offensive teams in the comp. And Cutting's handball goes just backwards a little bit. A lot of stoppages from what we saw in the first quarter as well. Cutting misjudged the tap. Dorr trying to fight with it at the moment. Kavoris as well. All of them on the ground. Another stoppage.
I'll stand out more. I'll stand out.
Umpire getting his workout today. Another ball up, and that will be the third quarter siren. Currently scoreline Morphetville Park 6-3-39 to Christies Beach 1-3-9. And Morphetville Park just starting to put their stamp on this game. With a 30-point buffer, and Dave, what did you think about that quarter from Morphetville Park's perspective? They were just able to start really putting their stamp on the game and playing the way that we've seen them do so far this season, really just shutting out Christies Beach.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, that was better from Morphetville Park. They got the ball moving again. They kind of, they started getting loose balls inside their 50. Christies Beach just really struggling to find answers at the moment for what Morphetville Park are doing, especially still in the midfield and on their offensive end.
Yeah, it seems like whenever Christies Beach is able to get possession, they just can't really do a whole lot with it. No matter where they are, they have to look up and they see Morphetville Park jumpers everywhere. And it just puts that pressure on, even if it's mental pressure, just to really do something with the ball. And now as things starting to, go more in Morphetville Park's favour, as they're just able to add to that scoreline as well. As you can see, 6-3-39 to 1-3-9. it just puts that pressure on for Christies Beach not to play their game and to really play into what Morphetville Park's been able to do. So we'll have to see if they can make any adjustments. But right now, Morphetville Park, a team that is very good in their home ground, and they're really proving why they are the top team in the comp at the moment.
Yeah, look, they've had full control of this game the entire time. Right from the get-go, it's been their arena. They've played the game how they've wanted to play, and Christies Beach really struggled to find answers.
I said maybe on those larger fields where Christies Beach, I mean, they put in a very solid performance against Salisbury as they were able to really consolidate their kicking and marking. We just haven't quite seen that today, and I think that's because Morphetville Park's been really strong in being able to force contact in one-on-one contests as well, and they've just really played.
They've controlled the space exceptionally well.
Yes, that is what I was. Those were the words I was looking for. They were controlling the space so well. Thank you, David.
Christies Beach just really struggling to find room to move, ways that they can kind of connect, and I think that is definitely, in a large way, the home field advantage playing towards Morphetville Park.
Well, as you said, it's sort of a weird dimension here at this park. It is a lot smaller than we see at other parks here in the National 1 Plumbing Division 1 competition, but it's amazing how much of a difference it makes. Especially, we've been here a couple of times now to Kellett Reserve, and you see teams that are used to playing on larger fields. We saw with Port Adelaide towards the start of the season at Alberton, a wider oval to work with, a little bit more space. But Morphetville Park, considering the narrow amount that they can move, they're not afraid to switch it up. They are not afraid to use the far side wing as well, but the pace that they have just really, they have consolidated their game purely to this ground, and it really works out for them. And you can see with teams that don't necessarily play here too often, they have to adjust their game plan, and right now they just struggle to do it against what is a quality side who knows exactly how to work this ground.
Yeah, now, of course, the rule is it's not over till it's over, but it's definitely a lot of work ahead of Christies Beach in this final period. They're going to have to find something which they haven't been able to find for the first 3 quarters to bring it back. What have we got? 6-3-39, 1-3-9. So that's 6 kicks. Yeah, 6 kicks to take the lead. So that's going to have to be a large fourth quarter dominance. I think one of the main things which we've got to be looking for here is, even if this game not so much still in the contest, but there's still opportunity to kind of get a better handle of how Morphetville Park are controlling this game, and then be able to bring that back to the draw board, because they're going to face each other again, and more importantly, they're likely going to face each other in the postseason. And I think we're kind of cruising into that stage of the season where that's something that you've got to take into consideration. And of course, the grand final will not be played on such a small oval. It is going to be played somewhere a lot larger.
Yeah, and I think that's important to really look at, as well as, we are at that point early on. We're saying, it's only early in the season.
It's not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. We're in the business end.
We are well and truly into this season, and we're starting to see, as I said at the start of the broadcast, teams rising to the top. Morphetville Park, currently the top team in the competition. Christies Beach, currently second, only 2 points behind them in the ladder, tied with Salisbury. So maybe a bit of a flex from second to fourth, considering how close that is. Fifth and sixth pretty much have been consolidated by Fitzroy and Port Adelaide respectively. But
Fitzroy probably still have a bit of an outside chance. They can come good towards the tail end of the season.
Yeah, they're currently
maybe
sitting
make
at
a bit of a run at it.
Yeah, they've got some opportunity. Of course, Port Adelaide, we've spoken about them a few times. Not the season they'd necessarily be after, but they've been playing a lot of youth players as well. So a bit of a teething season for them. But right now, these are the 2 best teams in the competition right now in round 10. And Morphetville Park proving why they're on top, and only have to last 1 more quarter to consolidate a victory here. 30 points ahead of Christies Beach. As Dave said, about 6 clean kicks from getting back into this game, but I think Christies Beach, that's about all they've had throughout the 3 quarters, so going to take a Herculean effort to be able to get back into this game. But we've seen crazier things, especially here for the South Australian Women's Football League. Who knows? 1 more quarter yet to go, as we are ready to go. 20 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. And tap by Cutting going to go to Brown. And just tries to kick into that space, and right now, as Dave said during that break, controlling the space is what Morphetville Park's been so good at doing right now. Christies Beach do not have a whole lot of room to move. And And slowly in Christies Beach territory right now. Currently Moritz trying to get the ball out. Ball's not going to do a whole lot there. As to have Rachel Sell, who's slowly been inserting herself more into that ruck contest, making it a little bit more 50-50, but Leah Cutting probably one of the best advantages that Morphetville Park has with taps like that. Just able to get it out towards her teammates under pressure as the ball not moving a whole lot here in the past few ruck contests. Moritz with it at the moment, trying to move, but nice tackle here for Christies Beach, just into Giamios. There's Helen Maidman. It's going to be a free kick for Christies Beach. Only Rachel Searle. Players streaming forward at the moment, just towards that wing. Moritz is going to end up getting possession and clear this one out. Nice mark taken. Currently Van Kagan. Short handball off. And this is what Christies Beach need to do a little bit more of, just being able to get a little bit more aggressive in those one-on-one contests. Just trying to put pressure on Morphetville Park. They do have possession at the moment. Currently with Kavoris, trying to get the kick off. It is blocked. Able to regain possession here. Handball's not exactly going to be clean, but they're still maintaining possession. Short kick out. Nice mark taken by Morris. Decides to play on. And again, kicks towards Packer now. Decides to play on. And this is where Morphetville Park's been so good. Looks like it's just going to be stopped a bit short, and it looks like there's going to be a penalty called. So after slipping over a little bit, Moritz is going to get a second opportunity from in close. So an opportunity here for Morphetville Park to get the scoring started in the fourth quarter. He's got the foot to kick this. Decides to go for a shorter option. He's going to go over the head of the intended target. Allows Christies Beach just to regain possession. Gets past one, gets past two. Kick towards the midfield. Going to go right back into Morphetville Park hands as Biggs kick. Searching for Dorr. Able to get that possession. Kicks under pressure. And Christies Beach not able to do a whole lot with it at the moment as Morphetville Park's pressure just too much here early on. Able to try and clear this one out. Packer in a foot race with Pratt. As free kick is called, will go back in favour of Morphetville Park. Ball's going to go just over about everyone. Kick by Giamios. As we'll go out of bounds on the full, just coming off the foot a little bit wrong. Right now, Morphetville Park, balls sort of shading into their territory at the moment. Going to be taken, nice mark taken by Rachel Searle. Again, searching for those options on the switch. Morphetville Park's just been so good at being able to anticipate where the ball's going to go, providing that pressure. Priest tackle, going to be good. Able to get the free kick. Sets him up quite nicely here. Maybe a bit of a tough angle, decides to go a little bit shorter and finds the target. Lauren Buchanan, who's already kicked two today. So maybe about 10 metres shorter. Still about the same angle, kick off the right boot, drifting a bit to the right as we'll go through for or behind. A bit of a reprieve there for Christies Beach, potentially with Morphetville Park. Had an opportunity to put another goal on the board, just missing a little bit to the right, and now they've got a chance to reset. And they're running out of opportunities to really put their stamp on this game. Tap not doing a whole lot there. Dorr able to get the free kick. A nice mark taken for Christies Beach. Lucy Earle decides to switch. It is going to go over the head of Kylie. And pressure immediately, as that one is going to be called that it went out over the line. And just those kicks have just been what has really unravelled Christies Beach so far in this game. Currently Morphetville Park trying to get this one over the line. Christies Beach doing anything to stop it. Another stoppage called. Free kick given to Morphetville Park. It'll be Lisa Whiteley pretty much from out front. Casual kick through the uprights. And Morphetville Park had now their 7th goal of the game. And just that undisciplined play right now from Christies Beach under that pressure, just causing them to lose a little bit more footing in this game. Just about 13 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. On 7, 4:46 to 139 so far in this game. As for Lisa Whiteley, first goal of the game for her. And they're going to be important here for Christies Beach to try and win this contest from the middle. Currently it's Brown with possession. Ends up losing this, she's taken the ground, but just able to regain it back. So right now with a cutting and Searle ruck contest. Just a short tap out. And currently Christies Beach with possession. Doesn't move a whole lot as Morphetville Park's tackling pressure been too good. And it's just these sorts of opportunities that have just missed Christies Beach at the moment. A day late and $1 short right now. They do get the free kick though. An opportunity here to potentially get themselves into double digits. And Campbell's kick towards the contest, going to go over the intended target. Maidment couldn't quite get it. And now Morphetville Park able to regain possession. They just negate all of that work that Christies Beach just did. Bit of a tough one in the one-on-one contest. Able to maintain possession for the time being. Armitage with possession right now. Searching for options under pressure, taken high. And she'll be paid the free kick. Another entry into the inside 50 for Morphetville Park. Couldn't quite get it there. Christies Beach being forced to kick it long. Able to regain possession as Martino gets past a couple of defenders. Handball's not going to quite be there. Hammond under pressure, taken to ground. Ball being called. Morphetville Park just gets this kick off under pressure and it will go out over the line. And see this, that was the tackle there for Lucy Armitage being taken right around the neck. Tap from Cutting, going to be kicked right back into it. Only a bit of a foot race as Waterhouse's kick looked to be pretty accurate off the ground. Just able to keep it alive and stop it from going out over the ground. Brown gets the ball handballed to her and is taken to ground by Moritz. We're now past the 10-minute point of the 4th quarter.
Take no prisoners, get them.
A tap from Cutting, trying to get it towards Priest. Currently Armitage gets it out under pressure. Bit of trouble for Kavoris, gets it out towards Bourne. Kick's going to take a couple of bounces, not be particularly accurate. Hammond trying to get this one out. And Moritz with possession right now. Tries to find a short option. Only cutting, taken to ground. And this is what Morphetville Park, they've done quite a few things well today, but just being able to get those clearances out, which have led to half chances for them. Currently Christies Beach just trying to get those numbers out back. Pressure is going to get to Gibbs as she couldn't get the kick off. And towards the middle of the ground, and Christies Beach is trying to get that ball out. Currently in, with Grace Duffy. So plenty of ruck contests throughout this game, which have, I'd say probably Morphetville Park have just been able to get the lion's share, but Christies Beach have been pretty good in that department as well. It's just been what they've been able to do with the ball, which has been the issue. Only yet again with Armitage. Tries to find that option, does find it in Lindsay Big. Getting kicks, trying to get it over the contest. Running onto it is Swanson. We've seen with Bellinger and Swanson doing a very good job so far up forward for Morphetville Park. Hence why they do have 7 goals so far in this game. Buchanan, another one you can add to that as well. Not a whole lot of movement right now from either team. As the ball finally does come out, Kavoris kicks it under pressure. Just gets it out past the 50. Potential here is Dorr under pressure. Taken by Armitage, handballs it, tries to get it back to Dorr, under pressure, nice pressure from Pratt. Takes it to ground, stops the ball from coming out. Christies Beach now with possession, decides to go for a big kick towards a couple of players down on that far side wing. Martino's in a bit of a foot race, able to win it out this time. Handball's not going to quite work out as Hammond regains possession, running almost into the 50, trying to find the target in Pratt. Ball's going to take a couple of bounces. Currently Kellock is trying to get it. They play whistle dead. A free kick will be given to Christies Beach. Potentially tackle just being a little bit high. So an opportunity here for them to get into double digits. And kick on a relatively tough angle. Going to be just out in front of the goal, so it's going to be tapped through for a behind. So Christies Beach, they do get a point on the board. You can see the competitiveness between these two teams, even with the scoreline the way it is right now. Neither team is going to want to quit. Finds that shorter option. Now what will Morphetville Park do? Don't have a whole lot of pressure on them at the moment. Their skills have been very, very good so far in this game. Kick towards the middle of the field. Bit of a one-on-one contest. Nice mark taken. Nicole Campbell. A very good player so far for Christies Beach today. Kick over towards Brown. Another one you could add to that list. Tries to handball along to keep it going, but it is going to take a roll out over the line. And now at the 5-minute mark of the 4th quarter. A 36-point lead for them at the moment for Morphetville Park. Just been able to keep their assertiveness in this game and been able to really do a whole lot with their scoring opportunities. Christies Beach now with a couple of opportunities themselves, but these sorts of kicks just been able to really stunt them. Tries to get that kick. That kick's not going to be particularly accurate either. Tamsin Morris with the mark. Is from outside 50, going to potentially look towards shorter options. Telling him to get back towards the goal. decides to go for a big kick, hoping for something here. Ball going to be drifting to the left as another behind. Just another look at this intercept mark, and probably one of the first times that Morphetville Park's just been kicking like that in the past, let's say 10 minutes or so. The kick's been very, very accurate so far. 46-11. Decides to go for that booming kick, and clearance is just going to be important here for Morphetville Park. Kick from Jessica Waterhouse, just drifting a little bit to the right, too far right. Will go out of bounds on the full, allow Morphetville Park to maintain possession. And searching for those options. Spawn at the moment with possession, taking the ground. Another ruck opportunity. Christies Beach come away with possession, but they've got to be able to do something with it. Handball by Maidman. Gets it out towards Hammond. Kick is going to drift just a bit left. As Christies Beach have been peppering the goal the past couple of minutes, but just have been unable to capitalise on it. A couple of opportunities go begging for them as Chelsea Packer from out back yet again. Trying to find the options. Yet again it goes to Christies Beach. Well, just spills out and goes back to Morphetville Park, and these sorts of marking opportunities have worked so well for them. Handball's not going to work out in their favour though. They do maintain possession. Kick is going to be touched. Nice tackle from Morphetville Park, but Christies Beach, they're now showing a bit of fight about them. Campbell's handball going to go just a little bit too far. Now they can just sort of slowly move it around. Bellinger hits it right back to Brown. Still there, almost over that line, but not quite. Bellinger going to be held up. We do have a contest right by the scaffolding here. A tap from Cutting, going to go right back to Christies Beach, and that one will go right out over on the full. Now Van Kagan. He's going to go right through the hands. And this is what we've seen so far throughout this game. It's just been able to get Christies Beach. They've just been able to get possession, but then the handball after that, kick after that, hasn't quite worked out in their favour, hasn't been accurate enough. Just allows Morphetville Park to continue on their way. With Bellinger with it at the moment as we're now down to the final minute of the fourth quarter. Looking towards next week, Christies Beach will take on Port Adelaide at John Bice Memorial Oval. That's at 2:10 on Saturday local time. On the Sunday, Morphetville Park versus Fitzroy here at Kellett Reserve. And the other game will be Salisbury versus Adelaide University, 3 o'clock local time at Salisbury Oval. So potential there for Morphetville Park to continue to add with what they've been able to do so far this season. Potential for Christies Beach just to keep themselves in the conversation towards the top half of the ladder. It's a Port Adelaide team which is still searching for their first victory. Now, Salisbury and Adelaide University, haven't seen Adelaide University since I believe around the 4th round of this National 1 Plumbing Division 1 competition. So she'll be in for some good games next week. It's Morphetville Park going to take this one out 46-12. Siren not going to be far behind, and there it is. Morphetville Park take this one in a top of the table clash. 7-4-46 to 1-8-12. 1-6-12, I should say. In a game that ultimately started off to look pretty even, but Morphetville Park just able to really put their foot on the accelerator and prove why they are the top team in the competition. Pretty comprehensive victory in the end. Christies Beach showed flashes of being able to keep themselves in this game, but ultimately just not quite there. against Morphetville Park, a solid team. And as I said, that is why they are at the top of the ladder. That is why they are one of the top scoring teams in the comp. That is why they have surrendered the least amount of points so far in this competition. And you know, if you're a team looking towards taking them on towards the latter half of the season, towards the finals, you need to come up with a dedicated game plan against them.
Yeah, I think absolutely right. If I was Christies Beach, I wouldn't be too disheartened by this. I think Morphetville Park just kind of came out with a very effective game style right from the get-go, and Christies just never really had the opportunity to adapt. But more so than I've heard a lot about the Morphetville Park home court advantage that happens. I think that's the first time in a live stream that we've really seen it kick into overdrive and just show Morphetville Park take pure dominance.
Well, we saw with Christies Beach, you know, their kicking was just that little bit longer because they're used to, I don't want to sort of assume, but, you know, they're used to a longer ground as well and being able to get that run on. But when you're dealing with not just a ground like this, and we don't want to put everything to the ground, obviously.
Morphetville Park, #1 team, played exceptional footy the whole way through.
Yes, it's not all park effects, but it just shows that when you're so good at your home, it just shows the impact that it can have. And Christies Beach, as I said, a solid team in their own right, but just things weren't going their way today. And unfortunately for them, as a day late, $1 short and a lot of opportunities. And unfortunately for them, I mean, they're just going to have to really reset, head towards next week and look at this if they do end up taking them on in the finals. Because, of course, while we're towards the latter end, still plenty of football yet to play. But, you know, this is a game that you definitely pencil down and go, all right, we need to make sure that if we're going to take on Morphetville Park again, that we are ready.
Yeah, I think we saw very much a lack of effective game plan from Christies Beach, especially considering the arena that they were playing in. They never really... I mean, they scored 1 goal off of it, and it was quite a nice goal. But for the rest of the game, they never really had any true forward momentum. They never had control in their inside 50. The thing is, it's very hard to score goals if you're not really putting many to boot, and they just never really had the opportunities that they needed to get back into the game. And that's all credit to Morphetville Park. They did an exceptional job defensively all throughout that game. They put up a brick wall around their inside 50, controlled the mid-court. Oh, sorry, midfield. Probably better.
You're so used to having to call basketball.
I hop around from sport to sport quite erratically, so I do mix up my terminologies as we say goodbye to Lamb as he runs away. Bye, Lamb. I've been saying we need more pets with gear on. So if your live streams coming up at one of your home courts, I expect to see some doggos with appropriate attire.
Winter attire.
Yep. Let's get some jackets. Jackets on the dogs running around, get some mascots cranking.
Well, the fact that we're talking about pets, I think that sums up where we're up to in relation to this broadcast and the fact that it is over. Final scoreline, Morphetville Park 7-4-46 to Christies Beach 1-6-12. I'd like to thank producer and special comments David Muggleton for joining me. Thank you, David.
Comments.
Very, very special comments. My name has been Fraser Fife. I hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. We'll be back next Sunday for hopefully a very competitive game, but we'll have to wait and see as we head towards the latter end of this season. Things starting to shape out. Will Morphetville Park be able to add on to their lead? Can Christies Beach catch them? Can Salisbury come from behind? We'll just have to wait and see. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast, and we'll catch you next week.